Hello all you boils and ghouls alike, the Watchful One here with a special Halloween themed Waifu Wars. But before we begin, I'm sure you all want to hear who won last episode's Waifu Wars. Well, sadly in the video no one actually voted on who their favorite characters were, but luckily I have another way to measure an outcome. As a way to sort of promote the show, I've actually been uploading segments to TikTok, and I'll use the likes that each of the individual segments got to determine the winner. With that being said, the winner is... Toriel, by one single like beating Undyne, who came in second with Alphys being third and Muffet being last. I feel bad for Muffet since Alphys clearly deserved to be last, but it's whatever. Don't worry Muffet, you're still cute in my eyes. But in any case, congrats Toriel, you're the best waifu of the Undertale universe. Alright, let's talk about Halloween monsters. I asked my lovely Patreoners which theme monster they wanted this year, and they voted for zombies. So this year, we're going to be talking about zombie-themed waifus. While not as popular as, let's say, vampire waifus, I think it's about time these less than popular undead creatures got a little more recognition. So for this episode, I collected 5 waifu corpses, and now I'm going to give my thoughts on them and review and rate them. And after I give my thoughts, please go to the comments down below and give me your thoughts, as well as help me out by voting for them, giving them a rating between 1 through 5. With 5 being last and worth only 1 point, and 1 being first and getting 5 points. Alright, now let's get started with the first zombie waifu, Emily from the Corpse Bride. Fitting the underdog of this area, I don't see a lot of people really talk about this as far as monster-loving waifus, and honestly, it's kinda hard to see why.
That was the beat of a pulse.
Maggots.
Okay, scratch it, it's not really hard. Of all the zombie girls, she's easily the most rotted out of all of them. So much that her leg is literally just a skeleton. Hey, I'm a leg person and even I have my limits. That being said, that's honestly the most negative thing I can say about her. Emily is just pure waifu material. First of all, I honestly do think she looks very attractive minus the leg. It could just be the wedding dress doing that. I mean, they do have a tendency to show that off, but hey, I'm not complaining. Plus, I can get over the rotting. Not so much the maggots, but I'll try. But it's not all looks, as she has an amazing personality, honestly. She's, well, pardon the analogy, but the perfect bride. She's loyal, but also loving and caring, as well as very talented in stuff like music. Not to mention, she's just dang nice. When the Underworld found out who killed her in real life, they were eager to kill and torture the guy. And that's just because they liked her so much. I just think she's neat. Victor had a good thing going with her, honestly, and he should have gone with her. Not to say Victoria was bad though, hashtag we stand Victoria. But hey, I'll gladly marry her even if it was by accident. I'm not dying for her though. For being the perfect undead bride, I'm giving her 8 brains out of 10. Next up, let's put in a little curveball and have an interesting one. We got Julia from Return of the Living Dead 3. I know you guys have probably never even heard of this movie or this character before, and that's a shame, because it has one sexy zombie girl. First of all, we got ourselves a punk girl finally. I mean, just look at that outfit, it is awesome. Although not nearly as awesome as her full zombie form. I mean, goddamn, it's scary but also kinda hot. All the piercings and chains and stuff, if you want a zombie waifu fleshy and bloody, she's the one for you. She's also a pure nympho, because in the context of the movie when she died and became zombified, she was horny, so she stayed horny in her afterlife. It's an interesting idea to say the least, but hey, I can dig it. Although there is one thing that's kind of a deal breaker though, in order to quell her hunger, well, she has to hurt herself. And she goes to an extreme near the end. Now again, she does look awesome, but yeah, dragging the chains through her flesh and piercing herself? Yeah, no. I guess you can say she's an acquired taste, that's for sure. But it's one spicy brand of taste that I can dig in some cases, just as long as she doesn't turn those masochistic ways on me. I'm giving her 6 out of 10 brains. Alright, now let's get back to some more cute zombies with Skullgirls. Skullgirls has no shortage of cuties, but for the sake of this entry, we're gonna go with Sina Cancello, aka Squiggly. Despite looking cute, her backstory is anything but, as she's one of the more tragic zombies. See, she became this way after Bloody Mary assassinated her and used the skull heart to turn her into a zombie. Thankfully though, the mind control didn't work on her thanks to her little pet. Needless to say, she's got some baggage, but hey, she still has a sweet personality. All things considered with everything she's gone through, that's kind of amazing. She's sweet to literally everyone unless you push her buttons or they're rude. Like literally, rude people is considered one of her dislikes along with thunderstorms. Wait a minute, she's sweet unless you push her buttons, she doesn't like rude people, and she doesn't like thunderstorms? Oh my god, she's literally just my girlfriend. In any case, she's also from a family of singers and she loves to sing, even despite her mouth being shown shut. But speaking of that though, just look at this design. That big long opera dress like thing with the long sleeves, and yet it's torn to make it more zombie like. I also like the way Leviathan goes through her ear and out the gunshot wound in her head. It's an interesting idea and kind of implies the Leviathan wraps around her brain to keep it stable. Kinda like those parasites that make ants zombified. Although Leviathan's not really a parasite, they actually get along very well. And for that, I don't mind Leviathan joining us. I'd gladly take her on an opera date anytime. I'm giving her 8 brains out of 10. Although things would probably get awkward in the bed.
Alright.
Next up, let's keep the cute zombie girl thing going and let's talk about Hisiku from Darkstalkers. First of all, we have an interesting take on the zombies because she's what's known as a zanshi. They're basically corpses that are so stiff from rigor mortis they can only hop, and they're made living through charms that are placed on their foreheads. I actually do like this interesting take on zombies, and heck, if they're all as cute as Hisiku, then maybe I should book a trip to China sometime. But what else makes her waifu material besides the cool cultural inspiration? Well, first of all, while she's not buff, at least I don't think so, it's kinda hard to tell with that dress honestly. She is still one hell of a fighter, and fighting chicks are always awesome. She's also much faster than a traditional zombie. Like seriously, play her in any fighting game and she is fast. Plus she has an army up her sleeves with the talisman on her head that keeps her manageable. But what about her personality? Well, despite her badass fighting style, she's actually super nice, sweet, and kind. Like seriously, there are very few characters that dislike her, and this is mostly notable from Project Zion, where I kid you not, her partner for the game is Frank Mother Effing West, the zombie killer from Dead Rising. And what's even crazier is that they actually get along very well. That's just how awesome she is, even Frank West likes her. I suppose if I had to nitpick, her outfit doesn't leave much to the imagination with the exception of the boob window. But that's pretty forgiving, honestly. I'd still gladly fight with her any day. I'm giving her 8 brains out of 10. And last but not least, we're ending things on a high note, let's talk about Roddytops from Shantae. Roddytops has it all. First of all, she's perfect as far as looks for a zombie. She isn't quite as rotted as Emily, but she's not as fleshy as Julia. Roddytops is kinda perfect since she still looks very humanoid despite the green skin. That being said, she's still very monstrous and zombie-like, especially with her parts being sewn together. And yes, that does include her head, which can be detached and rolled around like a soccer ball. Which yes, she does use as a weapon, believe it or not. So hey, if you're into detachable body parts, then cool. You can get creative. Creativeness I can't explain here because, well, daddy YouTube. But besides that, I mean just look at Roddy's design, she's super cute. She's adorable yet also pretty sexy. It doesn't help that her default outfit is literally just booty shorts and a tank top that I'm pretty sure is being held up by her boobs alone. I mean just look at how loose it is and you tell me that it's not being supported by her massive tits. But that's fine by me though, it just leaves more for me to see. And I don't even think she would mind considering her flirty personality. Although that is another thing, her personality is also super adorable. She's bubbly and happy, and is just always down for anything and everything. Heck, in a lot of the games, her sprite is literally always dancing and waving her hips. She's just a pure ball of energy and fun. How the hell can you not love this walking corpse? Granted, she may want to eat you, but she'll give you every opportunity to try and not get eaten. I can also see her bubbly personality being annoying, but those people are cowards and I hate them. They just don't want to fuck a zombie. Heck, when she got herself kidnapped, she was just happy to have a new outfit, and that kinda sums up her personality perfectly. And I'm not just saying that because I wanted to wear the outfit. Shut up. I honestly don't care if my brains are gonna get eaten, I'd gladly go on an adventure with her any day of the week. I'm giving her a solid 9 out of 10 brains. And with that, the waifus are now placed before you, and now it's your turn, my lovely audience. Rate these fine ladies 5 through 1, 5 being the lowest and 1 being the highest. And while you're down there, feel free to give your thoughts and opinions as well. And if you really like the content, be sure to subscribe and hit the like button so it pushes it through the algorithm. And if you really like it, then I also have a Patreon that you can support me with. I hold votings on new waifu wars, new video ideas, and all kinds of stuff up there. But that's all I got for you today. I'm the Watchful One saying happy haunting waifus, and I'll see you guys next time.